Hey there, Taurus. I hope you guys are doing wonderfully. Thank you so much for your patience in regard to me being away from the channel. I've been really sick and just dealing with a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm back, but I would love to go ahead and get into your July 2020 reading for Taurus. I'm going to be doing a general reading. I'm going to be doing a couples reading and then a singles reading. And so feel free to jump ahead or watch it all. Sometimes there's different messages that come through that might resonate you within each reading. It's dependent upon you though. All messages will not resonate. These are general readings for thousands of people. This is not a personal reading, okay? So go ahead and show me energy for the sign of Taurus. General energy, please. High Priestess in reverse. Queen of Pentacles upright. Six of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups. So before we get into this, I'm trying to make this as general as possible, but I believe we are in a retrograde energy at this time. There may be people coming back from your past. There may be situations where people may be trying to open up and communicate energies. You have another earth sign energy. You've got Virgo, Pisces here. You have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy presented, and more water energy as well. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, it doesn't matter. But what I'm feeling here is that either you have left a situation to find other things that are better fulfilling in your life, or you've moved away from a situation that there may have been secrets and just too much that was not made privy to you. With the High Priestess in reverse, it kind of denotes an energy where information can be coming out now. There's a change in the wind. There's things that are changing in regard to that energy. Maybe somebody divulging information that they may have been holding on to in the past. A lot of that. I also do want to say too, in a general reading, I can definitely feel here that like some of you are moving towards more of a spiritual connection with yourself with the High Priestess here in reverse. It's interesting just because I feel like she's in reverse, but there's a need to go back to something here, go back to addressing something here. With the Six of Cups, you have energy of the past, you know, often fond memories of the past, but it's also it can be people involved in the past, childhood, children, you know, long-standing relationships, or it could be revisiting thoughts from the past, revisiting direction and inspiration from our past. You know, you may have had a past job that you really loved, or, you know, at some point you wanted to be a tarot reader or a spiritual healer or somebody within like a better sense of spirituality within themselves. Either way, it feels like we are reclaiming something here. We're reclaiming something to feel better, better suited within our experience and our role here, Taurus. So I'm going to go ahead and get into some clarifiers here. It also could be a situation where you have somebody from your past that is coming back and you have to deal with it. That could be it. Show me the High Priestess. Okay, it's coming out very quickly. I don't know what that is. The Two of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. You have the Emperor and you have the Ace of Wands. I will say at the bottom of the deck there is a Six of Cups. Jesus Christ. Sorry. So some of you may be dealing with somebody from your past. It could be an air sign. Either way, there's a necessity for communication here. You could also be dealing with somebody that's very stubborn in regard to how they communicate, very stubborn in how they express their emotions, or they may just be a little bit more cold with their emotions, quick tongue. Either way, there is better clarity coming through with this situation. So you might have somebody coming back from the past, especially here with the High Priestess and the Two of Wands. Like it's new directions, new expansion, trying to change, but needing to open up about something before you do. Show me the Six of Cups. Temperance card coming out. Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Whatever this is, it's taken some time to get to be able to, if this is for a person, it's taken some time to communicate. There's some aspect here where we're needing to communicate, but we've had to take time for ourselves to heal from a situation, either where we left somebody or somebody left us. With the Six of Cups, though, and the Temperance card, this is somebody potentially trying to reconcile here, okay? And that's going to be dependent up to you. This is a very specific, more love-centric energy here, though. So I'd rather it be a little bit more general, but it is what it is. I can't, I'm not going to fake what it is. So yeah, you guys could have somebody coming through to your past or from your past. What's being presented here at the bottom of the deck, though, with the 8 of Cups and these 4 of Swords, really take time to assess this situation, really take time to absorb whatever is being presented to you. The Emperor, when it comes to relationships, it's kind of an interesting thing. They can be very cold. They can be very detached at times, especially with this air energy. It may also represent here with the sword, the Ace of Swords, that this fire sign or person may be a Libra, a Gemini, Aquarius. They may have air in their chart. They also may just have a very different way of communicating, less emotional, less expressive, and a little bit more down to facts. But also very logical energy. So typically, I would say give them a shot to at least listen to, especially when the Emperor comes through, just because you may find out way more than you initially thought, or they may reveal much more. It's also an energy of stability with the Emperor. So it may denote an energy where we're trying to stabilize a relationship or a friendship. We're trying to get back on the same page with somebody. It doesn't mean that you have to run back into their arms. This might just be that you are, addressing problems in the past or coming through for each other. Either way, with the 4 of Swords, this is really going to talk about taking time for yourself in this situation so that you can have a better outcome. If it's causing you to have anxiety, if it's causing you to retreat, pay attention to that, accept that, and do what you need to do to protect yourself here, okay? General energy. Thanks for not being so general. I'm going to go ahead and move into couples energy, okay? This energy may trail into, this reading may trail into the next set of cards. I hope not, but we'll see, okay? I want you to show me energy for Taurus couples, please. Energy for Taurus couples, Taurian couples. You have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the 8 of Wands. You have the Queen of Swords. You have the Knight of Cups in reverse. One more, Taurus. 10 of Swords coming out in reverse. Bottom of the deck, you have Strength. Leo energy, Aquarian, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Capricorn. I'm sorry, not Capricorn. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, fire sign energy. Either way. So with couples energy, the Page of Cups, I love. The Page of Cups is a really sweet energy. It's basically very loving. It can also talk about extending an olive branch, wanting to create a better friendship between you and a person. Pardon me. It's a connection card. It's about emotions and, hey, let's get some lunch. Let's get a drink. Hey, I like you. I think, I want to talk to you a little bit more and get to know you. It can also be an energy of creativity. Either way, it's a message, though. And I do want to say, too, the Page of Cups can also be an apology when it comes to people, where we are waiting for an apology or hoping that some sort of change happens with that energy. It's interesting because it's sitting right above the Queen of Swords. So it's basically telling me that if it is an apology from a partner, somebody's on guard, okay? It may take a bit of patience and strength to deal with this situation. You could be dealing with a partner with the Knight of Wands who is very impulsive, very, they don't think about everything before they do it. The Knight of Wands is not the worst card in the world. In reverse, he can be a bit more about addictions and being oversexed and hidden agendas and cheating and all of that good stuff. Upright, the Knight of Wands is somebody who is a bit more, he's excited about life. He wants to get involved in life. He's ready for things. He's, but the longevity isn't there. It's like the spark is there, the excitement, the direction is there, but the longevity isn't there. I also will say here too, some of you may be receiving news that somebody wants to travel with you. For the Emperor to show up in the previous read, you may be dealing with somebody that does have money and they want to extend that. I don't know how somebody is going to travel right now. I don't think it's a good time. This may just indicate in the future, there may be an offer of travel in the future together to help heal something here. But it's interesting because you have the Knight of Wands sitting on top of the Knight of Cups in reverse. Now, the Knight of Cups in reverse is somebody they have difficulty sharing their emotions. They have difficulty sharing thoughts of their feelings. It's also somebody who can kind of get lost in drugs and alcohol. Somebody who is, they can present themselves in certain ways and it's to manipulate you on an emotional level and then they take off. So I will say that here with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups in reverse, there may be an aspect of that too. I'm throwing out different layers here just because each person may pick up something different. These readings are not going to be like, if it resonates with your experience, then it does. If it doesn't, and you're just like, what the fuck is she talking about? Then it's not for you, okay? So Taurus, it's interesting too, just because they're both coming out as knights. So it's either talking about messages being received, but also knights don't really have great longevity. So I'm very curious to see how what's gonna show up as far as the clarifier with these knight energies. Moving forward, though, either way, it feels like there is a success moving forward. There will be communication here, potential plans being had with a person. And I feel that there is an aspect of that actually brings a sense of closure or at least helps heal the situation a little bit more. So let's go and get into this reading a bit deeper and see what comes through here for you, Taurus couples. Some of you are in situations where see, look, 10 of Swords here. So damage done, but somebody trying to find a better way to resolve this situation, wanting to move away from problems within this. This may be this type of apology. Either way, with the Queen of Swords being here, it's kind of going up against an energy. This could be your energy, Taurus, or it could be whomever you're dealing with, but it's dealing with somebody who is, I don't want to say on edge, but definitely like guarded in a way. And they want the truth out of a situation. They don't want bullshit. They don't want emotional sob stories. They don't want to hear about how life is so weird and you just falling apart in the middle of it. Like they want real. They want real. And if they don't get it, and if they don't detect that there's going to be honesty and truth in a situation, they bounce. So I will say that, okay? But it feels like there's some sort of connection here, communication, where the worst of it is over and there's some sort of reciprocity here with this. For the Six of Swords, again, it's about letting go of problematic situations with a partner or within yourself even, and moving towards something that's a little bit easier to navigate to. And I support that fully, okay? You may have been in a situation with a partner where the Queen of Swords here and the Knight of Cups, it's like somebody's emotions or the way that they were expressing themselves in your love relationship weren't really meeting your needs. They weren't being, it was less honest. There's an aspect of dishonesty here with the Knight of Cups in reverse that I feel that the Queen of Swords is really on guard with. And so this person is going to have to do whatever they can to make sure that what they say to this Queen of Swords is legit and, it passes. Show me the Knight of Wands. No, I'm not picking that up. It's too much. Show me the Knight of Wands. I want one for each. Show me the Knight of Wands. Okay. So for the Knight of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles. For the Knight of Cups in reverse, you have the Two of Pentacles. You've got the Four of Wands, and you have the Ace of Pentacles here with the Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I feel here that somebody's trying to resurrect something. I feel that somebody is looking at maybe how they've acted in a certain situation, maybe like looked at how they've acted in a certain situation. Sorry. With the Seven of Pentacles here and the Nine of Wands, it's almost as if somebody's kind of like doing a self-check on maybe where they're falling short in their life, or how they're not coming, how do I say that? Stepping into their full potential. They're not sticking with things. They're kind of like, they have an all over energy, and that doesn't really stabilize the relationship. So something here is kind of grated on somebody's energy. They're, you know, the stabilization and longevity of this relationship, it feels like something has been grated on. And now here with the Knight of Cups in reverse, you have somebody who's wanting to offer things. The Two of Pentacles indicates juggling. It can indicate juggling between partners. It could indicate juggling between two different ideas on how to do things. Two parts of themselves. One part is maybe where we're not showing up in our life as we should, and it could be coming here. I'm going to take these cards off so you can see what I'm saying. So somebody might not be showing up in their life as they should, or there's not enough that they are giving to a relationship, and it could be stemmed out of emotional issues from the past, emotional pain from the past, with that experience, for their own experience. And so they're trying to look at their life and do a rehaul, understanding where they need to change things. That's also good. Emotional self-reflection is wonderful. Taurus couples, I like that a lot. Knight of Cups in reverse, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles. We're giving an option here. We're trying to stabilize emotions. We're trying to move forward and stabilize a foundation between you and a person. You know, this also talks about your home life, your situation within your home life. The Ace of Pentacles can also talk about having new things come in. It is about new beginnings with a person, but it's also about potential buying land together, or buying a home, or, you know, with this type of energy, it's talking about buying a home. Some of you, you're evaluating your relationship, and it's like, do I want to be with this person? Am I going to make this big, pricey purchase? Am I going to be part of that with somebody who is not showing up in the way that I need them to? Can I trust the situation? I feel like that's the kind of energy that's being presented here, Taurus couples. And there's a bit of defensiveness and guarding your own situation, guarding what you know you need, standing your ground, essentially. You know, standing your ground here and finding the courage to do so, finding the courage to say, hey, listen, this is what I fucking need out of this. You know, I need you to be a strong component of this relationship. I need you to be solid. With the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups here, as far as a partnership energy goes, this person is not as solid as you would want them to be. They are either younger in their age, or their mental process is younger, the way that they look at things, the way that they connect to things. So be conscious of that. Also with the Knight of Cups in reverse offering so much here, it's a small beginning, but be mindful of that. I would say, you know, if you're having difficulties within a relationship and your partner's not showing up the way that they need to be, it's about addressing that. It's about, listen, I need you to step up to the plate or step off, okay? Show me the Eight of Wands, okay? So you have the Two of Swords coming out here with the Star at the bottom of the deck. The Star is talking about trusting your intuition, trusting your inner guidance, and moving towards that. Some of you may be at a situation in time where this person is not what you need, is not enough for you. They're not presenting enough in the relationship for you. They're falling short. And there may be a level where you're just really not going to be able to see eye to eye with somebody here, okay? So the Two of Swords talks about not seeing eye to eye. It talks about potential stalemates, not communicating with each other. It's interesting because there's so much of a highlight here with the Eight of Wands about communication. And then here it's like, you know. Also, too, it also feels like there's some redirection of the self as well. We're doing a lot of things to change our experience right now during this time. And we're really having to look in ourselves and see where we're falling short too. I feel like depression might be a big situation here for this partner. This could be you or them, but the Knight of Cups in reverse really talks about an energy of depression and sadness and not knowing how to get through that, and maybe running through life in a very impulsive way. So that might not be what you need to stabilize your experience with a partner, Taurus. You guys tend to like things a little bit more cohesive, a little bit more grounded. And this seems like a very out of sorts person. Is there advice for this? So you have the woman coming out here, and you also have this card, and I can't remember what it's fucking called. It's like it's basically going outside and meeting different people outside, going outside and interacting with public, going to different public places, parks of that nature. I think it's called the park. But it's about going out and doing things differently, going out and meeting different people. This may be something moving forward. You have the woman here as well. This is the Ace of Wands here. Okay, this is the Eight of Wands coming up. So the Eight of Wands is coming in your reading twice. This may be urging you to, as far as like a relationship situation goes, it feels like this might not be cutting the mustard for you. For whomever this is for. Again, if it doesn't resonate and you're in a happy relationship, stay in your happy relationship. This is for somebody who's kind of having this issue with their partner. This may indicate that you may find somebody new moving into the future, of course you will, moving towards the future, but it will likely be coming from outdoors, out in public places where a lot happens, public squares, stuff of that nature. So there may be some aspect there. The woman, it literally, the card is, there's a woman involved, I don't know if there's necessarily a third party situation here. It doesn't feel like it, but it feels like a female aspect here would be receiving more. It could also be meeting a woman outside. It could be a woman meeting others outside in the future. Either way, you'll have to figure that out. And at the bottom of the deck, you also have the woman again. Very interesting here, Taurus. It could be lesbian relationships. It could also just be feeling satisfied. Here at the bottom of the deck, she's holding a rose. Here, she's looking through the window. Okay, so what I'm feeling here is like looking out into society, looking out into the future as it presents itself, and maybe finding somebody better suited for you there. Here at the bottom of the deck, God, I'm really stuck together. Here at the bottom of the deck, you have her with a rose in her hand. So basically, there's an aspect here within this card where she has attained love, attained happiness, attained a connection with somebody there. So that's for couples. Oh my God. Whoa. And let's get into singles. So many cards. Show me single energies for the sign of Taurus. July 2020, single energy for Taurus, please. You have the Four of Cups coming out in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. Nine of Swords. Page of Cups. Two of Cups. Death in reverse. Bottom of the deck, you have the Chariot card. So let's look at the bottom of the deck first. The Chariot is about forward movement. It's about, on the emotional level, it's about balancing your energies out so that you can have a better outcome in the future, Taurus. It's about prosperity, success, and moving towards that with bullet-like speed. There's a lot here for you. The Chariot and the Sun are probably the most positive cards in the deck. Very, very forward moving energies. It can also talk about travel. It can talk about your vehicle, literal vehicle, your car, but overall it's a sense of moving forward with a lot of direction and taking care of yourself, being very, very keen on taking care of your own needs and your own interests. Okay, there's an energy here with the Chariot where we need to be as assertive as possible, and not allowing obstacles and borders and boundaries to stand in our way, especially when it comes to your own determination and power for what moves you and fuels you through your life, Taurus. Like, this is a really beautiful card. It talks about forward movement and just great stuff on the horizon. With the Four of Cups here in reverse and the Page of Cups, this indicates to me that there may be some sort of reconnection with somebody, or you may be opening yourself up to the potential for new dating. That's also possible here, Taurus singles. If you're dealing with somebody from the past, you may have an apology on your hands, where somebody may have rejected you in the past and now they're kind of changing their tune. You may have rejected somebody from the past and now you're changing your tune and going back to it. I've seen a couple of readings that I've done go through that, like where, we revisit people who aren't terrible. Sometimes we go on dates and we're like, that didn't really feel, they were nice, but I just didn't feel the spark. I didn't feel the, raging whatever. And, sometimes we immediately think, oh, I didn't feel the spark. Must not be the right person. Sometimes you need to get to know people. And sometimes going to the past when you have maybe not gotten to know a person to revisit that situation and potential could be something healthy. So I'm going to put that out there for whomever that's for. If that's something that you want to venture into, by all means. With this situation here with the King of Cups and the Two of Cups, King of Cups in reverse and the Two of Cups, it feels like you may have been dealing with a Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio energy, something where there was a very deep connection, but there may have been a lot of emotional deception, or somebody may have they may have a drinking problem or a drug addiction problem, gambling problem. They may have a difficult time with how they communicate their emotions and what they feel. So it may put a strain on a relationship. The King of Cups also can be a very seductive energy. So they're kind of master manipulators, and how getting your pants off can happen very quickly. It's very luscious and dreamy and seductive, and sometimes it can leave you feeling hurt because maybe that wasn't their intention in the long run. With the Nine of Swords, but there's also a deep connection here with the Two of Cups. Like upright, the King of Cups represents somebody who is very loving towards us. They want to be with us. There's emotional connection everywhere. Their direction is us. Their focus is us. It's not that they ignore themselves, but it's somebody who's very keen on being with you, getting to know you, getting to love and express with you. In the reverse, it's kind of dampened in a way. And it doesn't just mean that he's an alcoholic or a seductive asshole. Like, it can be somebody who also has depression, emotional depression, has a difficulty communicating their feelings, and also maybe having cold feet as well. There's aspects of that here too, single Taurus. So we can figure that out as we go. With the Nine of Swords, it's a mental energy where we're exhausted by having to think of the same thing over and over again. It often talks about problematic situations with people or things or work, whatever it is. It's that one thing that keeps you up at night. It's that one thing that doesn't allow you to rest. It's that one thing that somehow, you're shopping in the store and yet it's the only thing you can think about. You're going to the bathroom, it's the only thing you can think about. It's just cycling over and over again. And here with the Death card in reverse, it's interesting because with this, it's kind of talking about things that should have ended, but might be back on the table, okay? And that might be causing some mental frustration for you. That might be causing some emotional unrest. This also might be causing you to feel conflicted in yourself in regard to how you feel about your emotions towards this person. So very curious to find out some cards for here. We're going to go ahead and clarify this reading. Show me the Four of Cups in reverse. Hang on. So you have the Knight of Swords coming out in reverse here, with the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So in the past, it feels there may have been either rejection with somebody who really judged you harshly. There may have been a love connection between the two of you, but there may have been like they judged you harshly and left you. Either way, the Knight of Swords in reverse is somebody who, they don't have the full story, they don't have the full picture, they don't know exactly what they're getting into, but they're responding and acting out of impulse, and also worry or speculation. It's not the best way to operate when in a communicative situation with a partner. It can also be somebody who communicates very poorly, with the Knight of Swords in reverse. Somebody who's very very cutting with their words. It's a harsher energy, and it's a highly opinionated energy, and sometimes even competitive. So there's that aspect. It could also talk about somebody who may have been in like the army, or some sort of like active duty type energy as well. Sorry, I dropped something here. Okay, let's get that on the table. So yeah, with the King of Cups upright now in this reading, this person may be wanting to communicate some of the things that they have done in the past. If they were of that nature, if they were really negative towards you, really bitchy or mean or cold or cut you out, there may be an opportunity here to resolve something. It doesn't mean you have to take it. It doesn't mean you have to shack up with them, or even accept them, but it feels like there's some sort of connection here. And with the Knight of Swords in reverse, it might also be a big, there might be a lot of misunderstanding or confusion here for this person as well. I'm feeling somehow there might also be like literal aspects. I don't know about, I don't want to read too deeply into it, but what I'm feeling here, I just say it. Some of you might be dealing with somebody who is or was, the way that they communicate their emotions is a bit more detached. It's a bit colder. It's not, I don't know, I don't want to say checked out, but it's like they're having a difficult time expressing or experiencing those feelings. And that's kind of how they go through life. And so there may need to be a change in that. If anything, if you were hurt by this person with the Two of Cups here, this indicates compassion, and it indicates the potential for a compassionate resurgence or healing of a relationship. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to get back into a relationship with somebody, but it can talk about accepting an apology or creating a better balance between you and a person. So let's go ahead and get into some more cards here. Show me the King of Cups in reverse here for Taurus singles. King of Cups in reverse for Taurus singles. Lovers coming out in reverse here. Show me the Two of Cups. Queen of Wands. So there may have been a situation too where this person may have had somebody from the past and they left you for that person. That might not be on the table. It could have been an air sign, or it could have been a fire sign. Sorry. But either way, that situation, it feels like it might be over. With the Lovers in reverse too, there's an element here with the King of Cups in reverse where there's an element of heartbreak. There's an element of emotional dissatisfaction and dis-ease within like the flow of the emotions. But it also feels like there's some aspect here where they're feeling very attracted to you, with the Queen of Wands coming over here with the Two of Cups. There's like a vibrancy to you that they may have not been experiencing in their previous relationships. With the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it expresses that there may be some desire to communicate, to move forward in a cohesive way, okay? To move forward with prosperity, to move forward as a unit. That's going to be for you to decide, okay? I can't tell you what to do, but I'm telling you the energies that are being presented here right now, Taurus singles. So there may be a potential for that. Either way, though, in this situation, with the Queen of Wands coming out as the Two of Cups, it's really telling me that there's a necessity for you to be in a more vibrant state within yourself, have more fun, do things that are going to feed your desires, your passions, do things that are going to make yourself happy, make you happy. There's a lot of aspect of that here. This person also might be seeing you as somebody who is of that nature, very attractive, very just like, oh my God, and they're having a hard time matching your energy, which also may have been part of why they left in the first place. Whew. Show me the Nine of Swords with the Death card in reverse. Nine of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands here. For the Death card, you have the Hermit upright, and then at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of the Eight of Wands. So with the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands, the situation might be too tiring for you, Taurus, single. It might be too exhausting for you to maintain here. You might be dealing with somebody who's emotionally out of balance. That's not for you, okay? I understand when people want to be as giving to a person as they can, or they see the positivity in the person, or they see more potential in a person than the person sees within themselves. We're going to have to take those rose-colored glasses off. We're going to have to look at somebody for who they are. Doesn't mean that they're bad, but what I'm feeling here is that there's some sort of aspect of this person where they're not able to fully commit, fully stand within their own power, be happy. And I don't mean like be happy, just be happy. It's not that easy, you know. Real life depression runs deep. Like those things are childhood based, like things that create us. So this person may need to do a lot of work on themselves, you know. So if you have the opportunity to communicate with a person, hear them out, but also pay attention to what's going to be best for you, okay? And with this Death card in reverse, which is talking about things coming back to us that were dead, and now they're back for a second round, should we want to. You have the Hermit here. So really looking in on a situation for what it is, what they want, what you want out of it. This really boils down to what you want out of a situation most. I'm sorry, my tummy's grumbling. I haven't eaten since yesterday. I need to make lunch. With the Eight of Wands here, again, more communication, more direction in that regard. You know, there may also be a desire to go on a trip with you. That might be something that could come out in communication. Let's try and get together. Let's go here. Maybe we talked about going here a while ago. We never went. Let's try this. That's all up on you, Taurus single. You know, you're going to have to figure out what it is that you want from this, okay? Because it feels like you have the potential for some really good stuff for you, for you, okay? Doesn't mean you have to get entangled here. Some of you are going to have to feel out the situation. If you feel that this person is worthy enough of your time, and you feel that they are making the steps to move forward so they can clear up their energy and be more present, then sure, you know, if you choose to. Either way, communication here in this situation. Can I get some advice for this for Taurus singles? So you have the letter coming out and you've got the mask. Sorry. The letter, again, we have a lot of communication, text, written, emails, phone calls of that nature here with the letter, with the Eight of Wands. There's going to be communication here with somebody. The thing about it is you also have mask. So depending upon where the mask ends up on the table next to the cards, kind of gives you an indication of what might happen. You have a happier side of the mask, and you have a negative, you know, unhappy side of the mask. Here, pointing towards the King of Cups in reverse, the mask is on the happier side, pointing towards this Nine of Wands and Nine of Swords. It's a little less, and also towards the Hermit, it's less, you know. So this person's intentions may be good, they may be genuine, but it's really dependent upon what you want out of a situation, Taurus. It's really dependent upon what you think that you can handle, you know. And also I want to say, be careful about coddling people, you know, be careful about taking care of somebody too much, over inserting yourself in their lives. We need to grow. Not all of us grow together, you know. Sometimes we separate and come back together, you know, but we need to grow at our own pace. And if you feel like you may have outgrown this connection, be kind to them, you know, be connected with them, but like it might not be for you. So just be mindful about what you want to get into and really take yourself into consideration first, okay? I really think that it's important for you to make sure that you're not selling yourself short just because you have a compassionate heart. So I hope that this reading was helpful for you. If it was, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. I love you, Taurus, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.